So, of all the Doc B's dailies, this is probably going to be one of the most hypocritical ones I'm going to do. Whoops, hypocritical one. It's about sleep. So, I just woke up from a nap. So, sleep is extremely important. There's multiple studies and articles and podcasts that talk about the importance of sleep. Now, I understand. I mean, the tough thing about sleep is that we all are busy. A lot of us are parents, professionals, trying to do other things on the side and trying to get adequate exercise and doing things for everybody else. So it's tough to get in that sleep during the day. Sometimes I wish there was a way that you could get through life without sleep and still feel well. And don't get me wrong, I know very well I don't get enough sleep because all the things that I'm trying to do, and I'm also trying to be, um, uh, a good family man, and I'm trying to provide for my family, and I'm trying to do stuff on the side that really make me happy. Like my fitness pursuits make me truly happy. I'm also doing, and I'm an entrepreneur. So these businesses that I have on the side, I believe will help free me up. What do I mean by that? There are going to be times, such as, like, for instance, during my medical training, and some of you guys who are getting your MDs, JDs, PhDs, where unfortunately you need to go through a period of intense training for two reasons. Number one, the world is 24/7, so heart attacks don't wait until is the hours between 7 and 5. Someone could get a heart attack at any time during the night. A fire can happen at any time during the night, or an emergency can happen any time during the night. So you need to go through a period of training, or in real life at your job, where you know what, you're not going to get optimal sleep. Because things can happen at any time. So you need to be ready. Okay, and there's also a time when, you know what, in order to be a professional in certain fields, you need to acquire a great mass of knowledge. And guess what? There isn't enough time to do that in a 24/7 cycle. So you're going to have to do that during your training. That's number two. And when you're a competitive person, um, difference between competition and fitness, even if you do it for fun or if you're an amateur, um, if you're doing something as an amateur for fun, there's sometimes where you're going to have to make a decision. There isn't enough time in the day, so do you squeeze in training or not squeeze in training? So especially people who decide, hey, I'm going to run marathons, or I'm going to do CrossFit competition, or I'm going to try for regionals and CrossFit and stuff like that. So, or if you're trying to uh, do a startup, or startup company, or you're trying to run your own business, there isn't enough time in the day, in your normal 8 hour day, to get certain things moving as far as a business, or to just to do things. There isn't enough time, so you're gonna have to put in time. Eric Thomas always talks about, if you're sleeping, if like you should push yourself so hard in your business that you shouldn't even have time to sleep. Sleep is a luxury. Eric Thomas talks about it all the time. So there are exceptions to the rule, but we got to realize those exceptions should also only be for a periodic time. They should be for a short period of time. Medical school is only for 4 years. Residency, of course, can be anywhere from 4 to 5 to 10 years, unfortunately. But you accept that. Those are the minority of situations. Or also, if you have a sick family member. So I understand that there are going to be many times in life where we don't have time to sleep. I understand that. But if you have time to sleep, if you're doing something that really doesn't need to be done, if you're just saying, where I'm just not going to sleep so I could just go out and party, you're not doing something worthwhile, then reconsider your priorities. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to put your body through all that stress and hormonal deficiencies just so you could do something that's not important, whether it's party or um, not totally commit yourself to a goal? If you're gonna really sacrifice your sleep, then you better be pushing your entrepreneurial pursuits or your business. If you're really gonna not sleep, you better be pushing yourself physically to make sure that you achieve this physical goal, whether it's a marathon or trying to get to one of the CrossFit Games. Am I saying it's good or bad? I'm not putting any value on those things. Life isn't about always good or bad. Life is about, what do you value, and are you consistent with those values? Again, life is about, what are your values, and are you consistent with those values? So you need to consider that. But on top of that, you'll realize a lot of times, if you get enough sleep, even though it may seem like you don't have enough time in the day, you may notice, wow, if I get enough sleep, I'm actually more efficient during the day. So I can get more done in 10 hours than I can in 16 hours if I get enough sleep. Just consider that. I'm not saying that's the answer, but just consider that. Just consider that. Sometimes when you're sleep deprived, you tend to waste time. So you think, okay, I need to get this so little sleep, but that's not always the case. So just consider that. During sleep, you secrete a lot of healthy hormones to help you build muscle. So just consider this. Maybe if you got more sleep, you'll see better gains in your physical fitness programs, whether you're doing it for fitness reasons or competitive reasons. Just consider that. Sometimes we think that we need to put more time into a pursuit. Whereas if you just put less time into a pursuit and make it more quality, you'll see better results. So just consider that. I'm just throwing it out there. These are things I just want you to consider and try. So I'm in a situation actually where I just do too many things that I'm considering pulling back. But sleep is important. If you find yourself in a situation such as myself, where you can't get sleep, consider things like naps. Your nap should take no more than 30 minutes. If you take a mid morning nap, you could do anywhere from a 5 minute power nap to a 30-minute nap. Once you start doing, and from what I read and seen, once you start doing anything longer than 30 minutes, you start entering too much into deep sleep. And you'll find that you actually go into the nap, you actually wake up from that nap more tired than you went in because your body wants to go back into that deep sleep. So consider little things like that. That's my secret. I'll be totally honest. I don't get enough sleep, but my secret is randomly during my day, I may go down to my man cave or if no one's home, I may set my iPhone to like 5 minutes and I'll set it to 5, 10, or 15 minutes. And I wake up from those 5, 10, 15 minutes like, "Rah!" Like I'm the Hulk. So just consider if you really can't get enough sleep, consider doing a 5, 10, 15-minute nap. I would even say, check this out, even at work, if you have a cubicle, set a 5, 10, 15, like 10 minutes or 10 or 15 minutes is enough time where, depending on what you have, not everybody can do this. Not everybody can do this. That if you disappear for 15 minutes, no one would notice, but then you'll be very restorative in your sleep. Okay, make sure you wipe your eyes. You don't want to go to that 15-minute nap and then actually look like you had a nap and your eyes are red. People thinking you either were crying or you were sleeping on the job. So I don't want you to do anything that's going to get you in trouble. Just consider that. If you're a manager or an administrative person and you have that office, consider that. So, I even every once in a while, only if I can't do this all the time, but I even during my night shift, depending on how busy it is, I'll go away and I'll sit in the lounge and I set my iPhone for 15 minutes. I put the phone on my chest, and at the 10 or 15-minute mark, I have that Busta Rhymes song uh, um, uh, explode on my phone, so it wakes me right up so that I'm ready to get back into it. Because there's sometimes I'll be honest, I do so much with my family. I can't get the full amount of sleep that I need before my night shift. I'm doing so much. I'm like literally I'm doing so much with my family and my entrepreneurial pursuits of help of my fitness business that I just can't. So I even do that. So the purpose of this podcast of this YouTube video is try your best to consider getting adequate sleep and see if it actually increases your gains in your physical fitness or your other academic or mental or entrepreneurial pursuits. Just consider that increasing your sleep, but just being more efficient during the day, and consider taking naps throughout the day, whether it's two times a day or 3 times a day, or do meditation. Some people have actually found that sometimes meditation could decrease your need for sleep. Only thing I'm saying during this YouTube video is just don't discount sleep. Consider sleep and how you're going to manipulate your sleep. Just don't discount. The same way you're not going to discount, your diet, your exercise. Put sleep in there. Just consider altering your sleep methods and finding a way that works for you. This is not about me telling you how to do your job or how to get sleep. I have a way that works for me, and that's one thing I don't ever talk about with people who ask how much sleep you get. What do you do? I don't like to talk about that in detail because the way I do it works for me. I'm afraid if I told you to do what I did, you may end up killing somebody, or killing yourself, or crashing somewhere. So I don't ever talk about what I do because it works for me and only me. I don't want you trying to copy me. And then because there are some times when my methods have almost made me crash. And I've actually I was getting so little sleep and struggling. I would sleep at gas stations because I just couldn't make it to or from when I worked at this hospital an hour and a half away. So the fact that I almost got into accidents, I don't want you to get into accidents. All right? Peace.